sound of knocking comes from off stage.
I wonder who that is.
Probably someone trying to sell something. We'll see who it is.
Cindy opens the door. A middle-aged man enters. His name is Gus Aristides. Gus is Steve's uncle.
Hello, Cindy. You're looking lovely.
Thank you.
Uncle Gus, it's good seeing you.
Steve
Can
gets
I,
up, hugs Gus, and escorts him to a chair. Gus sits.
And can I get you anything?
No thanks. Nothing for me.
Okay.
Come on, at least have a beer.
Okay. A beer.
Yeah, bring me one too.
Cindy exits.
She's a good girl, your wife.
She sure is.
You know, you're a lucky guy. Me, I live alone.
And you're lucky too.
Cindy returns with 2 bottles of beer and gives one to Steve and the other to Gus.
Why don't you have a beer too?
I don't drink alcohol.
Oh, I forgot.
Cheers.
Steve and Gus clink bottles and each takes a drink.
So, what do I owe with the pleasure of this visit?
Please accept my apology for coming here unannounced, but I just wanted to see how you were doing.
Oh, that's nice of you. Everything's okay.
Well, I heard that you're not too happy at the job.
I don't know what anyone's been telling you, but they're wrong. I love my job.
Come on now. You're talking to your uncle, not some clown on the street.
No, really, everything's all right.
Why don't you tell him what's bothering you? He's been complaining about everything.
Is that true?
No, not really. Just want to make some more money.
Oh, what's wrong with that?
Nothing, if I can do it. Problem is that I'm working hard, playing by the rules, keeping my nose clean, but don't have a plug nickel in the bank. That is, I have nothing to show for it. And I'll tell you something else. If that damn boss of mine keeps riding me, I'm going to give him a rap in the mouth.
And lose your job.
So what? This job is crap. I can't stand working for anyone.
So then, what are you gonna do?
I don't know. I just don't know.
Maybe, you can go to school?
You sound a lot like her. She said the same thing. Can you imagine me in the classroom? Huh? Get real.
Alright, well, what about, becoming a boxer?
Oh no, please don't start with that.
Well, hey, let me hear what he has to say. Go on.
Look, as a former boxer myself, I can tell you that you have the tools to be a damn good fighter. And, provided you commit yourself to it, you can do it.
The idea of Steve getting beaten up for a living is disgusting, and I won't have it.
Oh, she won't have it. Well, what about me, huh? How much money could I make?
Well, I mean, if you're good, you can make a bundle.
That's right, enough to pay for a decent burial.
Stop it! Why are you discouraging me? I'm a man and I want to make something of myself, huh? Don't you understand that? I want my day in the sun. I want to live the American dream, not just dream it. Not just for you, but for us, baby.
I know you do, but I just don't want you to get hurt.
But if I keep living like this, I will die! So if I decide to become a boxer, how do I start?
Well, first, we get you signed up with a boxing gym. Then, we get you some equipment. Then I put together a training schedule which you would have to follow rigorously with me as your trainer and manager.
I don't like this.
Well, when do I start making money?
When you train enough and you're ready, then I'll start finding matches for you. But remember, there's a lot of competition out there. So finding matches can be tough at first, especially if you're an unknown. But if you're flexible, matches can be had. Of course, at first the purses can be, will be small, just a couple of $100. But if you keep winning and attracting attention, then you can make some real money.
Like how much?
Well, that depends on how you're fighting and, who you're fighting and your place on the card. But it could be 4, even 5 figures, but you gotta be able and willing to fight and win.
I'm able and willing to fight, and I will win.
That's what I want to hear. I'll help you get started, but it's gonna be up to you to make this work. You gotta put everything you have into this, body and soul. Are you willing to do that?
Absolutely.
That's great. Good. Because, we can start first thing tomorrow with dedication, perseverance, and luck. You'll be a champ.
That sounds good to me.
Steve and Gus shake hands. Cindy has a frown on her face and shakes her head slowly from side to side. End of scene 1. Scene 2, the next day, 7 p.m. The interior of Bailey's Boxing Emporium. Boxers are training, some are shadowboxing, others are sparring, others are lifting weights and working the punching bag. Steve and Gus are in a ring. Both are wearing trunks, headgear, and gloves.
Now I'm going to teach you how to box.
Okay.
Now try to hit me.
Steve throws a right that Gus easily dodges.
Try to hit me again.
Steve again throws a right, which Gus again easily dodges, but this time he throws his own right, which hits Steve squarely on the chest, causing Steve to stagger backwards.
Oh, you surprised me.
Lesson 2. Always remember that your opponent wants to hit you and therefore to always keep your guard up. Now try to hit me again.
Steve throws a weak right that hits Gus on the jaw. Gus doesn't budge.
Oh, you okay?
You gotta hit harder. Lesson 3. Try to win a fight by knockout. The longer the fight lasts, the greater your chance of losing. Therefore, you have to develop a punch.
Okay, how do I do that?
By working out. Building your upper body strength and strengthening your muscles until they're as hard as steel. But since some fights do go the distance, you always have to build up your stamina until you're able to run at least 5 miles non-stop. You think you can do that?
Sure I can. I'm in great shape.
Good. Now let's see what you have learned so far. We're now going to spar. Put your hands up.
Steve and Gus begin sparring. Steve repeatedly throws punches at Gus, missing each time.
Come on, Steve. Hit me.
Steve charges at Gus, who pushes him away and gives him a light kick on the butt, causing Steve to lose his balance and fall. Gus helps Steve out.
You could do better than that.
Why'd you kick me?
To teach you how to always be on guard, which brings us to lesson 4.
Suddenly, Steve slugs Gus square on the jaw, knocking Gus to the mat.
Lesson 4, don't ever embarrass me again.
You packed some wallop there. How come you didn't hit me like that before?
I didn't want to hurt you.
Gus gets up, still rubbing his jaw.
Anyway, here's lesson 5. Learn to take a punch, to give it back without mercy. You understand?
Yeah, I understand. Now, enough of this talk. Let's start boxing.
Steve and Gus start throwing punches as the lights go out. End of scene 2. Scene 3. 1 year later. The locker room at Spectacular Marina in Philadelphia. Steve and Gus are in the locker room. Gus is removing the tape from Steve's hands.
You did it! You won! You were terrific. A knockout in 58 seconds. Wow!
My right hand's a little sore.
How's it feel to be a lightweight Golden Gloves champion?
Feels good. It's better than not being a champion.
Sure it is.
A reporter enters. Her name is Dudley Douglas.
My name is Dudley Douglas, and I'm a reporter with the Philadelphia Bugle. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Sure, go ahead.
You were terrific tonight. Where'd you learn to punch like that?
It's all training and practice.
And how many fights have you had so far?
I don't keep count. Maybe 30, 40?
Have you thought about going pro?
Yeah, I thought about it.
So when will that happen?
You gotta talk to my manager here about that.
So can you tell me when Steve will be turning pro?
All I can tell you is soon, but there's no exact date.
And how do you feel about being a Golden Gloves lightweight champion?
It's a great honor. But to tell you the truth, it's not enough. I want more. So, you know what? Here's a news story for you. As of right now, I'm turning pro. No need for waiting, and you're the first to know.
Thanks for the scoop, Steve. That's an exclusive. And I want to tell you something else. We just made a friend.
Hey, same here, pal. There's nothing wrong with making a new friend.
Absolutely none, especially when the cat's already out the bag.
Your announcement will be in tomorrow's paper, okay?
All right, I'll be looking out for it. Make sure it's in big print.
Steve and Douglas laugh and shake hands. End of scene 3. Scene 4. 4 years later. The editorial room at the City Bugle. In the center of the stage is an office desk. 2 women are seated, one on either side of the desk. The woman seated on the left is Douglas. The woman seated on the right is the sports editor, Victoria Murphy, also known as Vic.
I want to do a feature story on Steve Douglas.
We've been following this guy for years, so why do a feature on him now?
Because this guy is for real, and he's been tested. And now has a chance to contend for titles, so let's play him up.
We've tried that 4 years ago after you discovered him.
Yeah, but you kept my discovery buried in the middle of the paper.
With good reason.
What are you talking about? Since turning pro, he's won 27 fights, 24 by knockout, including 7 in the first round. I mean, what more do you want?
But weren't most of his fights with ringers?
No way. He's already fought some of the best. Ernie Smith, Derek Palmer, Louis Marcus. Pound for pound, he is the best boxer in the world today.
And we're willing to put that in print.
Yes, I am. I have personally seen him fight 14 times, and he's won decisively every time. Whenever I write a story, he's buried in the racing section.
Right now, he's still no story. No matter how good he is, he's still a lightweight, and people want to read about heavyweights, not lightweights.
You're not looking at this the right way, Vic. He's a symbol of the average, ordinary street guy who's just trying to survive. He comes to the United States as a teenager, looking to make a better life for himself. Soon finds himself working a dead-end job. He feels cheated and trapped, and now this guy has a chance for stardom. I mean, who can't relate to that? It's the American dream.
So, is he in line for a shot at the title?
Not quite. Del Covington is interested in putting on the card as a feature event at the stadium, matching him with Homer McCoy, the Olympic gold medal winner in a non-title event. So whoever wins gets a shot at the title.
So how do you think he'll do?
McCoy's tough, but Dinopolis will handle him.
Yeah, but will he win? I don't want to start a spread on the wrong guy. Why not do a feature on McCoy?
Because McCoy came up through the ranks, and his story has already been published in at least 7 other papers, while Dinopolis is the classic outsider, a lone wolf. He wants a shot at the title, and there is no way that he's going to be denied.
Well, okay. We'll go with Dinopolis' story, but remember, if this guy loses, I won't forget who put this idea in my head.
End of scene 4. Scene 5. The following day. Bailey's Boxing Emporium in downtown Philadelphia. Steve is in the ring sparring. Gus is standing outside the ring watching them spar. The sparring fighter is pummeling Steve with punches.
Keep your left up. Watch his right. Duck and punch, duck and punch. That's it. Keep going.
A man enters the scene. He is large, well-dressed, about 40 years of age. His name is Louis Bromeyer.
Your boy's looking good up there.
Thanks. And who might you be?
My name is Louis Bromeyer, and I'd like to speak with Steve Dinopolis, if I may.
Okay, fellas, take a break.
Steve and his spar stop fighting. The spar takes a seat in the far corner. Steve exits the ring, and Gus gives Steve a towel, which he uses to wipe his face.
This gentleman here wishes to speak with you.
Do I know you?
We've never met, so let me introduce myself. My name is Louis Bromeyer, and I deal in real estate. Live on DeKalb Terrace on Fairmount Park.
Well, it's just a few blocks from where I live. How come I never seen you around?
Oh, because I just moved here from Utah.
Okay. So what do you want to talk about?
Well, I've been reading about you in the papers, and from what I've been reading, you look like an up-and-coming guy, and I like that, because you remind me of me. I want to become a champ, too, in real estate. I'm in the process of buying up rundown buildings and converting them into income-producing properties, and I thought you might be interested in getting a piece of the action.
You sure you want to listen to this guy?
Oh, I can assure you I am completely legitimate. I have nothing to hide.
So what do you want from me?
I want you to become a shareholder in my company.
What's a shareholder?
Someone who owns part of a company. You invest money, and you get a return on your investment.
Sounds like a good idea to me. Tell me more.
Well, it's like this. You pay me money, I make you a partner, and then you make lots of money. It's as simple as that. You just leave it to me.
You hear that, Gus? All I gotta do is give him some money, and before I know it, I'm making money. That's what I like to hear. Now, what I want to know is, how much money could I make?
Oh, well, right now I can't say for certain. I don't know how much my properties will earn exactly, but I'm sure that once the renovations are completed, it could be quite a lot.
Excuse me for butting in, but how much money would Steve need to invest?
Oh, well, I'm glad you brought that up. I would be asking you to invest $35,000, and in return, you would have 1/3 interest in my company.
$35,000. No problem. I already have over $30,000 in the bank, and with my percentage of the gate from the next fight with McCoy, I'll be able to afford it easily. God, this sure beats being a shipping clerk.
By the way, I want to compliment you on your success thus far. Your boxing career has been very impressive.
Thanks a lot.
I read that you're originally from Greece.
Yes, right outside of Athens. I came here when I was 16 years old. My uncle here got me started in boxing. Since then, life's been great.
You took control of your life. I like that. That's the American dream. I congratulate you, and if you ever become champ...
Oh, ever?
Excuse me, when you become champ, I want to be there to guide it along.
Can I talk to you for a moment?
Excuse me. What?
Are you sure you want to invest your entire savings with this guy? It seems kind of fishy to me.
What are you talking about?
I mean, look, the guy waltzes in here, and we have no idea who he is, or makes all kinds of promises about not making money, and then he wants you to pay him off, like $35,000. That's a lot of money.
It seems pretty legit to me. I mean, besides, from what I heard, there's a lot of money to be made in real estate, and I want a cut of that action.
What's Cindy gonna say?
Nothing. It's my money. I earned it from being a champ, and it won't matter anyway.
You mean if you become a champ? Don't count your chickens before they hatch.
What, you don't think... What does it matter? You think I won't win?
I didn't say that.
All right, enough of this talk. I like this guy, and I'll talk to my wife. But no matter what she says, or anybody else says, nobody's going to stop me from getting what's mine, right? Nobody. You hear that? I will never go back to being a shipping clerk making $2.50 an hour with somebody bossing me around. You can take that to the bank.
I'm just saying you gotta be careful.
Yes, but if I were always careful, I'd never do anything. And then where would I be?
Look, I'm just trying to look out for you.
I know that. Look, I like your offer very much, and I will definitely give it consideration, but right now I gotta get back in training for my next fight.
Oh, the one with McCoy.
Yeah, that's right. If I win that fight, I'll be next in line for a shot at the title.
Well, I certainly wish you all the luck in the world.
Thanks a lot, mister.
Oh, call me Lou, please.
Okay, Lou?
Louis and Steve shake hands. Gus is looking at them, slowly moving his head from side to side, indicating his disapproval. End of scene 5. Scene 6. 1 month later. Philadelphia Stadium. Center stage is a boxing ring. A large crowd is watching a fight in the ring. The crowd is really into the fight, making a lot of noise. Steve is one of the fighters, and the crowd are Cindy, Louis, and Louis's wife, Melissa. They are sitting right behind Steve's corner.
Oh my God, he's taking a beating. I can't stand to watch it.
That's it, Stevie. Give him the old one, too.
Your boy isn't looking too good. McCoy's putting him through the ringer.
Hey, he's not a boy, okay? He's a man.
I didn't mean anything by that.
Hey, ladies, come on. Watch the fight.
That's right. Watch the fight and keep your comments to yourself.
My, aren't we Miss High and Mighty? Who does she think she is anyway? All evening she's been acting like a prima donna.
Who cares? Let's root for Steve to win.
Look at his face, he's bleeding!
Well, that's what comes with being a boxer. So what's your big gripe?
How would you like it if it was your husband in the ring?
Louis is too smart for
Ladies,
that.
please. Enough of the garbage talk. Just watch the fight.
The bell rings, sounding the end of the round. Steve returns to the corner. He is bleeding from his nose and mouth, and his face is swollen. He looks over to Cindy and the others and waves.
Hey, you're doing great, pal. Keep on punching.
Please be careful!
Doing great, my foot. He's taking a first-class shellac, and look at him.
Will you shut up?
This is no time to argue. We gotta root for Steve to win.
I hope they stop the fight. I can't stand to watch him get hit.
Oh, what are you complaining about? He's finally earning some real money.
True, by being beaten up.
It's the nature of the sport, babe. Deal with it.
The bell rings. Suddenly, Steve gets up and immediately takes a punch in the face.
No!
Come on, Stevie. You can win.
The crowd is yelling wildly as the scene ends. End scene 6. Scene 7. 9 years later. It's 6 p.m. The living room in Steve's apartment. The apartment is crammed with clutter that is piled up to the ceiling. Cindy is putting food on the table, and Steve enters. He has an unkempt appearance.
Where have you been today?
At the gym, where else?
You and your gym. A lot of good it does you.
It does me a lot of good.
For you maybe, but not for us.
You're always complaining.
I have the right to complain. We're still stuck in the stump and you've made this apartment into a pigsty.
I want to start throwing stuff out, but I don't know where to start.
Ever since you lost that fight 9 years ago, our lives have become a disaster.
I've asked you not to bring that up.
I can't help it. You won't work. You don't wash. I don't even know why I'm still with you. It's like you've given up.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I don't? Like I didn't know what I was talking about when I told you not to give that Bromeyer guy the $35,000 and you did it anyway? Or when I told you not to be a boxer and you did it anyway?
Why are you always nagging me, huh? So I've made a bad investment. What could we have done with $30,000 anyway?
Maybe if you'd gotten a job, we could have afforded to move out of here. I don't make enough money babysitting, and with you on welfare, we're lucky we can even pay the rent.
There's no way I'm ever going to work for someone else again. I would rather live in a hole in the gutter than do garbage work for next to nothing.
Well, that's where we might end up if things keep going like this.
Let me talk to Gus. Maybe he has some ideas.
You've been saying that for 9 years. I'm gonna talk to Gus. Well, he's the one that caused all the problems in the first place. Reminder.
Don't talk disrespectfully about my uncle. Because of him, I was somebody, at least for a while.
That's in the past, and you blew it.
Blew it? Just shut up! All right? Just shut up now! I didn't blow anything!
Okay, Steve. I'm sorry I said that. There's your food.
I'm not hungry.
Look, Steve. You know I still care about you. Still.
Still what?
I'm trying to talk to you, but you won't listen ever.
I know you care, and you even got me involved in your church, but what good has that been for me?
It's taught you to put your faith in something higher and stronger than yourself.
I've tried doing that, but here we are arguing again. I mean, with you nagging me like I'm a little kid.
I just want what's best for you. Leave it out.
All right, I believe you, but don't tell me what to do. All right? I decide what's best for me. And if you don't like it, then...
Knocking at the door.
Who's that?
Probably your uncle.
Cindy opens the door and Gus enters.
Hello, Cindy.
Hi, Gus. What brings you here?
Well, I thought I'd come by and check up on my favorite nephew.
Have a seat.
Gus sits.
So, what's the word?
Well, I haven't seen you in a while, so I just want to know how you doing.
How come you don't come by to the gym anymore?
Because when I see you doing nothing, it upsets me.
What do you mean doing nothing? I help out. I get pointers to the boxers.
Come on, who are you fooling? Ever since you lost that fight to McCoy, you've never been the same. It's like you lost your edge.
That's right, Gus. And now all he does is mock.
What do you want me to say? I had my shot and I missed. After that, what could I do?
Could have kept on boxing and, got another shot.
That was a one-time deal, and you know it. After that fight, I couldn't buy my way onto the card. Then that newspaper guy, Douglas, who was plugging me in the press, she got fired, and nobody wanted to have anything to do with me, so it was time to leave.
Well, you can always return.
Doing what?
Well, I was thinking about Steve making a comeback.
Come back.
Yeah, a comeback, why not? You're still young enough, and besides, you're not doing anything else.
I am going to this church.
Look, I don't want to comment on your religious beliefs, but you've been going to that church for 4 years now, and what has it done for you?
Just a moment, Gus. That church has helped Steve out a lot. When he's feeling down, he goes there and prays.
Well, I mean, that's what churches are there for, but does that put money in your pocket? Didn't you once tell me that you want what's yours? Well, I'm waiting for an answer.
Oh, come on, Gus, stop it. Look where boxing got him in the first place.
It gave him a chance to be somebody. It's too bad that it didn't work out, but in life there are no guarantees.
Well, I guess it's up to you. I'm not gonna stop you, but I'm telling you, I don't like it.
I know you don't. That's what makes dealing with this matter so much harder for me.
By the way, how how are things going with your buildings?
Not too good. They're still making no money.
How do you know that?
Because Lewis tells me, he keeps me posted.
Well, maybe you ought to check out those buildings yourself.
Why should I? Lewis knows what he's doing.
Because, you know, the neighborhood is beginning to change and more people are beginning to move in, so maybe those buildings might be making money.
Trying to start trouble between me and my business partner, Lewis?
No, I'm just giving you some friendly advice, okay? In the meantime, I want you to start working out at the gym again so you can begin your comeback.
Okay, I'll give it a shot. I gotta do something.
Good. Meet me at the gym tomorrow at 10 a.m. and we'll get started.
Okay, it's a deal.
All right, I'll see you tomorrow.
Gus leaves.
I just hope you know what you're doing.
End of scene 7.